Welcome, 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 welcome to you know what it is, leading from the future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon, a prophet you can trust. Listen, I want to welcome you once again to Leading from the Future TV broadcast, where we broadcast all over the world. And listen, I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon. You know, this is a unique space. And the reason I say that is because inspiration meets seamlessly with revelation. And we do that in order to empower you for your journey. You know, I like to say it all the time. We don't just keep you informed, but we like to transform your perspective to cause you to see something a different way. We want you to dive into the riveting stories of these individuals who triumphed over adversity. Many of them have learned from those who have persevered against all odds. And we want you to absorb their invaluable lessons on using your voice to ignite change. You see, our show just isn't about stories. No, it's a call to action because we believe everyone has a unique purpose, a unique calling that makes them indispensable to the world. Listen, if you're not making a mark on the world, then how would they know who you are? And so join us as you continue to watch us as we bring to you the different guests who will inspire you, who have overcome obstacles, right? And guess what? Help you to uncover hidden potentials that lie on the inside of you. And then we hope you embrace what is said in order to be inspired so that you can embrace your destiny. I want you to continue to lean in to this show. But it's not just a show, it's more than a show. We believe it's a movement toward a purpose driven life. You know what I always like to say? Life without purpose is like living life not at all. Find your purpose so you can live your life and then you can leave a legacy. Well, I'm telling you, we have done it again. Yes, we have. We are bringing you another guest all the way to Michigan. That's right, Miss Jessica Marion. She's the visionary founder of Marion Childcare. Listen here, University, huh? Bringing over 2 decades of expertise as a multi site childcare owner, and she's an industry leader. She launched her first childcare university in Lake Arlington in 2020, followed by a Fort Worth campus in 2022. Under her leadership, these centers have flourished, employing more than 50 dedicated staff members and impacting countless families, helping them with their children. She's a proud graduate of Tarrant County College with an Associates of Art degree. Jessica has also been widely recognized for her excellence and her innovation. She is recognized by receiving numerous rewards, including the Extra Mile Award from the Arlington Alliance for Youth, the Pearl Award for Perfected Magazine, and the 2024 Global Recognition Award. She has also been crowned Miss Corporate America for Texas. That's right, you heard it. So, but beyond business, Jessica's deeply committed to ministry and service. She's a licensed minister at Walls of Jericho Deliverance Church under Reverend John Reed, an accomplished author and the founder of the Teacher Appreciation Program. It's a nonprofit supporting educators. She is also a registered child care trainer in the state of Texas, helping prepare the next generation of childcare professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you we didn't disappoint you. All right. She draws strength from her faith, her husband, Jared Marion, her godson, Zayden Anderson, and her close knit family and friends. All, watch this, while continuing to expand her influence as a leader, innovator, and servant leader to her community. I am proud to welcome to this platform, to this stage, Miss Texas Corporate America, Jessica Marion.
Yay!
That be you. That be you. She like, who he talking about? Who that man talking about? And we talking about you. All right. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, Leading from the Future, Never from Behind. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, the prophet you can trust. And since you in ministry, you know all about it. So let's just open up, dive in like we always do, and let people know, first of all, who is Jessica, right? Who is Jessica Marion? Number two, who is your parents, right? And number three, where are you from? Where were you born?
So I am a everyday. I used to think I was ordinary, but
Okay.
God had to tell me that I'm extraordinary because I live in United States of America,
Mm,
whereas this is the place whereas you can thrive on whatever you choose to do. You can
wow.
be whoever you want to be. And the peace that we have that surpasses everything. When you think about the world and what is going on,
Wow.
even the man that's sitting on a corner with
Well,
no nothing, they have nothing, they still extraordinary because guess what? At least they can sit on a corner in peace. You have people in other cultures that are running for their life. And to be here, it is a blessing. So when I say I'm an extraordinary person, I'm an extraordinary person because of the God that I serve.
that is great.
Now, my parents are Mr. and Mrs. Gregory Cummins. My mom's name is Janice, but my parents are deceased.
Ah,
And
okay.
so, yes. And so my parents, my mom, she raised us. We lived in a two-parent home, but it
Mhm.
was basically we were raised by my mom.
Okay.
And my mom brought us to church. I mean, Sunday through Sunday. And she taught us who God was, and she instilled that in us. And so, growing up with our parents there, my dad was abusive to my mom, and I had to live with that as a child. And then what ended up happening is that I went through some stuff. You go, like I tell people, there's a provision before the vision. My parents, they did the best that they could because you have to understand this kind of stuff, it trickles down from generations to generations. And so, with that being said, I had to stop that curse and I had
Mm,
to cut it off because it was too much. It just kept going and going and going. So my parents, like I said, they did the best what they had. And you have to understand, back in the days, alcohol was the thing. So I was brought up and raised in that kind of generation with my parents. But like I said, I love my parents and I'm thankful for my parents for raising me to be the person that I am today with what they had because, it could have been a whole different story. So
true that.
I'm thankful
Big
for
time.
yes.
No, that's
Hmm.
awesome. So then let me ask you this then, Jessica, since you found out that you're extraordinary and that God made you peculiar and all these good, wonderful things, then how do you describe yourself just in three words?
I would describe myself number one as humble.
Okay.
I would say number two as lovable.
Okay.
And number three, I would say extraordinary.
All right. There you go. I love it. Now, what inspired you then to pursue a career in childcare and early education?
Yes. So what happened with me growing up, born and raised in Louisiana, I went through the education system and going through the education system, I went through kindergarten to 12th grade and I ended up not being able to pass the high school diploma. I wasn't able to get my high school diploma. So I fell into a depression, and my guidance counselor told me that I was going to either be a drug addict or an alcoholic. And so my life was just spiraling upside down at 17 years old. And I wanted to give up because I knew God had a calling for me, but I just couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't figure out life because I was supposed to be the first person in my family to graduate. And so that was kind of a hard pill to swallow when I couldn't graduate because I was 2 points away from the math test. I passed all my classes, but because of that exit exam, the state exam, I couldn't pass that class. So that meant that I couldn't graduate. So my math teacher, she found out and she called me in one of the classes I was in. And I was like, what now? My life is already over. I didn't tell her I was about to go home and commit suicide, which I was, because I just felt like I didn't want to be a bother to life. I wanted to be a change. And how can I be a change when I'm gonna be an alcoholic or a drug addict? I don't want to add to society's problems. And so my teacher, she told me to soar like the eagle that she knew I was, that God had a plan for me. And I told her, how can God have a plan for me when I don't have a plan for myself?
Mm.
And I was going to go home and commit suicide. And when I went home, Vanessa Bell Armstrong song was on the radio and it said, pressing on. And
Wow.
those lyrics spoke volume to me. And she said, not a penny in the bank.
Mm.
She said, I had to keep pressing on. She said, it doesn't matter how hard it is. And at 17 years old, those words just comfort me.
Mm.
And I fell into a sleep, and that was the best sleep. And God told me He had me. And I
Wow.
was like, wow. And He told me, daughter, you have no idea where I'm going to take you, but I need you to stay here. And my math teacher, she told me, she said, oh, daughter, you have, and when she told me, oh, daughter, you have no idea where God is going to take you. And
Mm-hmm.
then I go home and the Holy Spirit told me the same thing at 17. And I was like, okay. I said, well, God, I'm going to stay here just to see what you got in store for me.
Wow.
I ended up moving to, I ended up getting married, moving to California, and I ended up getting a high school diploma in California. And the superintendent, he ended up giving me my high school diploma, and he told me to go to college. He
Okay.
said I needed to prove to myself that regardless if I got a certificate, associates, bachelor's degree, whatever, but I needed to prove to myself who I was, that I was valuable. And I
Okay.
said, okay. So he helped me get into community college. I ended up getting into community college, and that's where they found out I have a learning disability called dyscalculia. I see numbers backwards. So that was the reason why I always failed the 2 points. That was the reason why I always came up short 2 points on the math test because I see numbers backwards. And
Wow.
so with that, God had me go into childcare, not to be a counselor, not to be a doctor or anything, but to help parents that have children that are struggling with learning disabilities that really don't understand what's going on. And so now I advocate for children with learning disabilities, and it has brought so much strength to myself, to my soul, because I have parents, they're like, Miss Jessica, I'm struggling. What can I do? And I'm there to help fill that gap.
Wow. 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 What a story. What do you call that? Discal something? What did you call that?
Dyscalculia.
Oh, dyscalculia.
Dyscalculia.
Like that's a long word right there. Okay.
Yes.
So all of that played a role for your faith and your journey as a businesswoman that then led you to become a minister.
What happened was I ended up working in corporate America and at a daycare center as working in corporate America in a daycare center. And I went through a lot. And so my faith was tested because my directors and people that was higher than me told me that management wasn't for me. And they told me that I should be a lead teacher and that was it for me. And so my faith kept pushing me because God kept telling me that that it was something there. And so that I had to keep plowing, I had to keep learning. And so because I wasn't managed material for them, I had to learn from them. So my faith had me learn from these people that told me that I wasn't management material, I wasn't this, I wasn't that. But my faith had to activate and I had to understand who God really is because I come from dealing with all of this stuff that I had to go through.
What if your story of faith could inspire generations? What if your testimony of resilience could ignite hope in others? Well, introducing The Faith Factor. It's a legacy project led by visionary Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. It's a moment where faith meets action and your voice really, really matters. We're calling authors, speakers, and those with a story of unshakable faith to join. It's a writing project that's going to be a legacy. Your story could be the breakthrough someone needs. Your words could change lives. Your faith could leave a lasting legacy for generations to come if you've overcome trials, experience God's hand in your life, or have a testimony, not a testimony, that can transform others. This is your moment to shine. Why don't you apply today? Become a co-author, share your story of faith, and inspire generations to come. Don't just believe, take action. Your faith-filled words could be the key to someone else's breakthrough in this book. Because faith isn't just a belief, it's the key to transformation. Apply now at thefaithfactorbook.com. Say it again, thefaithfactorbook.com. I want to interview you right now.
Hello, my name is Jessica Marion, and you're watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.
Here at the Victory Church, we are a teaching church, and who better to learn from than our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. He's written a book entitled Live Generously. That's right, if you are ready to embrace biblical principles about money and to learn about God's financial management and even about the joys of trusting God through giving, it's time for you to live generously. Get this book today. Purchase it for $20 here at the church, or you can purchase it in ebook form on our website for $14.99. That's right. Go ahead and visit our website, thevictorychurchint.org. You want to get this book if you are ready to go to another level and embrace God's biblical principles about money. Are you unshakable? We know you can't stop the storms of life, but you can discover how to be unshakable. If you're ready to learn how to overcome family challenges, illness, financial stress, and more, you need this book, Unshakable, written by Nelson Searcy. And the foreword was written by our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Get this book, Unshakable, today for only $20 at the church. And you can also email us at tvci.executiveoffice@gmail.com. Get Unshakable today. It is God's desire that you overcome obstacles, even in less than optimum circumstances. Get these books today to live your best life. And here at the Victory Church, as we say, success is the only option.
All right. Thank you so much for waiting. Listen, folks, we're just coming back If you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to Leading from the Future. I am your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, a prophet you can trust, with our special guest, Jessica Marion. You know, she's just been crowned Miss Texas Corporate America for 2025. And she was just talking to us and letting us know some things before we went on a break. Well, let's get back into it because, Jessica, you were talking to us about your struggles and how it shaped you to persevere and to outlook for business and now you're a minister, how all of that shaped you for your destiny. Can you elaborate a little more on that, because now you've been crowned Miss Corporate America for Texas?
Allowing God to just allow you to do what you are called to do under his alignment. And once you come under the alignment of God and listening to what he needs you to do, then he will, the provision will make sense when the vision comes clear. And so, even with me going through all of the things that I went through, now I see clearly what God has in store for me. And by me just keeping the faith, even like they used to say even when the old folks used to say it, and you read it in the Bible, if you only have just a little faith, the faith that's a size of a mustard seed, God can do some things with that. And to God be the glory. He has showed up and showed out for me because I have listened to what he wanted me to do. And it's not about me, it's about him getting the glory through me.
Well, listen, congratulations on this Miss Corporate America crown. Question I have for you is, what does it mean to you personally?
It means that I'm able, as a young person, I used to see the ladies walk the stage. I used to see Miss America, Miss USA as a child, as a young child, watching them on the stage, and to see them in their dresses, to see them with their hair and all of that kind of stuff, because I never thought that I would be on the stage. I never thought that I was pretty enough or had brains or beauty and all of that kind of stuff. And so to be able to look back when I'm 7 or 8 years old, and now I'm an older woman walking the stage, is just a blessing and an honor to sit back and say, wow, look what God has done in my life. And it is a blessing to be able to just be on that stage wearing a crown, wearing a sash, and letting people know that it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. All it matters is that you keep moving forward and you keep allowing God to do his will in your life.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, man, that's awesome. So you were a kid watching this, and that inspired you to want to like move into the space of the corporate woman as a Miss Corporate America?
Yes, because you got to understand, I was born in the South. And in the
Okay.
South, dark skin was looked bad upon. It was frowned upon to be dark skinned. And so to be able to be where I'm at today, it's a blessing because it just tells me that I'm moving forward. And it doesn't matter what your skin color is, it doesn't matter what your titles are. Is that the only thing that matters is that you're moving forward and where God has taken you. And once you allow God to level you up, like the Bible says, no man can open doors that God has closed, and no man can shut the doors that God has opened for you. So I'm just thankful and blessed to be able to not allow my color or my skin tone to stop me anymore, because I used to be scared. I used to allow my skin tone to stop me from doing whatever I want to do. And now to be Miss Corporate America 2025, Miss Texas Corporate America 2025, it just gave me that. I mean, it just gave me that words can't even explain. I'm just so happy to be able to stand here as a Black woman to say, you know what? Don't get caught up in the hype about your skin tone. You know, it doesn't matter what color you are. It don't matter where you come from, but it's all about where you're going and focus on that.
Wow. Well, was there any challenges for you preparing for the competition?
Being nervous, being scared, and not tripping over my feet because I'm a little clumsy. And so and this is my first time. And so being on that stage, and being around the women, they were very supportive of me and we all lifted each other up. And truthfully, out of the 17 years that Miss Corporate America has been there, has been in existence, this is the first time the majority of the contestants were ministers.
Oh, wow.
So that was a huge blessing.
Hmm.
Yes.
So, what then, how do I want to say this? What advice do you give other professional women that's considering, the Miss Corporate America platform?
I will tell them that if they are considering Miss Corporate America, that this is a great platform to be a part of because it's not just about the pageant. It's about the sisterhood because even after the pageant, we all still keep in contact with each other, and it's not about whether you win or lose. To me, you still win because the you have the power to go out and represent not only Miss Corporate America, but you're able to represent your business, talk about your business with other people, and network, as well as understand who you are, and just to build up your self-worth within your company, your advocacy. And it's just a blessing to be able to be around like-minded women because for me, I'm the only person in my family that is a business owner. And so for me, it's a struggle when I have to talk to my friends. My friends and my family, they don't have the same problems that I have. Some of my families and friends, they don't have the same problems that I have. They don't, so I'm able to talk to other women that are going through the same issues that I have. So when I'm talking about payroll taxes, some of my family looking at me like, girl, just whatever. I ain't got that problem. But when I'm talking to these other women, we all can talk, and and it's a different kind of conversation as a
Absolutely.
businesswoman. So it broadens your network. Mhm.
Wow. Well, you've authored some books. Tell us about your books.
So one of my books is called The $1,000,000 Table. And that book, it helps people that are trying to figure out what their career is, their career path, if they want to do business, different things like that. And so what happens within that book, you sit different people, billionaires and millionaires at a table, and you're able to pick their brains. You're able to research. And so, with doing that research from them, then you're able to make your own table. And so by making your own table, it helps you with your business. And for me to write a book about that, I had to experience that myself. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up utilizing my experience, and I ended up doing that, and I ended up creating the $1,000,000 Table book. And I sat down and I had three billionaires. I had Master P, I had Oprah, and I had who else? I had Jay-Z. And I had them three at a table, and I did research on how they did business. And so I picked their brains on different subjects that I was going through in order to do my business, in order to have the schools that I have today. And so from that, I was able to grow into my business, and I was able to grow my business into where it is today. So that book has helped me. And so I want to be able to help other people, because business is not for everybody. You know, you might be struggling. You might want to know, because back in the days, it took me like 10 years to figure out that childcare was for me, because I wanted to be a nurse. But I ended up going to school to be a nurse, and found out when I had to go through the classes, when you had to do the on-site class training, I'm scared of blood. So nursing is not for me. So, it taught me that I should have known this early on. And so in that book, it teaches people, hey, the pros and the cons of, is this the business for me or is it not? Because a lot of people want to be a CPA. I love, messing with money and handling money, but I have a learning disability. So money, being a CPA is not a good thing for me. So that book helps people with that. Another book that I wrote is called, and now I'm telling my story, and that's the book whereas I talk about my story of learning disabilities, the things that I went through, and how I ended up overcoming, getting help with that book. And so that book, it just talks about my life journey into learning disability and dyscalculia, and learning that there's a whole lot of people, celebrities, that have learning disabilities, and learning that there's a whole lot of learning disabilities out there, not just not just dyslexia, not just dyscalculia, but there's dysgraphia, there's ADHD, there's a whole platform of them out there.
I'm Jessica Marion, Miss Texas Corporate America 2025. My industry is childcare. I've been in the childcare industry for over 25 years. I was awarded the proclamation by the mayor of Arlington, Texas. The proclamation is called National Fallen Teacher Day. This is a day that we appreciate teachers throughout the DFW area. A part of my community involvement is appreciating teachers with special gifts. Community service is important to me because it allows me to give children the education and foundation that I didn't have. So even the smallest act can make a big way. The project that I will be spearheading is called the Child Care Scholarship Fund. This fund is there to help parents that cannot afford childcare to be able to get money from this funding. I believe I should be Miss Corporate America because I believe this platform deserves someone that can advocate for children all over the world. I'm Jessica Marion, and I should be Miss Corporate America 2025. Come with me as I show you how I advocate for my community. Open up the bag, please.
Are you ready to embark on a journey of inspiration and empowerment? Introducing The Heart of a Black Man, inspiring stories of triumph and resilience. A captivating anthology that sheds light on the incredible stories of Black men who have faced adversity with unwavering strength. This anthology features a powerful voice among its authors, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. His contribution adds a unique perspective, weaving a narrative of resilience, faith, and triumph that will leave you inspired and moved. The Heart of a Black Man is more than just a book. It's a beacon of hope, a celebration of perseverance, and a testament to the indomitable spirit within the hearts of Black men. Available now on Amazon for only $20 or Kindle for $9.99, The Heart of a Black Man is a powerful investment in knowledge, empathy, and inspiration. Reach out to us or order your copy today and join us in celebrating the resilience, triumphs, and the enduring spirit of Black men everywhere.
Well, listen, this has been awesome. This has been great. You heard it from Miss Texas Corporate America 2025 herself, Jessica Marion. Listen, now tell people your social media, how to contact you, all right, and how to get those books.
So you can contact me, Marion Childcare University at gmail.com. My books are on Amazon as well as Barnes and Noble under Jessica Marion. You can also contact me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Jessica Marion on Facebook, and I am on TikTok as well, Jessica Marion on TikTok as well. So those are some different places that you can connect with me, as well as I am doing a scholarship fund to help parents that are struggling with childcare because Texas has 95,000 children on the waiting list. And so, if you would like to partner with me, get with me about how can we partner together to help with this crisis with child care subsidy. You can even call me at 817-617-2612 and see how we can partner together to bring about change with this child care crisis that the state of Texas, and not only Texas, but it's a whole bunch of other states out there that are facing these child care subsidy issues right now.
Well, everybody, you heard it right from the one and only Jessica Marion herself. And listen, reach out to her on all of those social media sites. We want to thank her for being our special guest today and thank what God is doing in her life. Listen, everybody, continue to do what you do. We always ask you to sow into this broadcast, and we're going to ask you to do the same thing. You know how to do it. We always ask 7 of you to sow $1,000 and 12 of you to give $224.24. And then the rest of you, whatever it is you want to sow or to give to help this broadcast go all over the world. And then, of course, we always tell you to connect with our guests, especially get their books. So make sure you do that. And then again, to connect with us. If you are a speaker, you have a story, and you want to be a part of our speaker platform, we have a virtual conference coming up, and you are welcome to be a part of that. Let us know so that we can send you the information. And if it suits you, why don't you become one of the speakers at the virtual conference of Leaders Live Generously, the conference summit? Or if you want to be a part of our main stage next year at the Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions, then listen, go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. If you want a leadership and training, then that's leaderslivegenerouslyacademy.com. All right. And then, of course, always get the book, Live Generously, and our newest book, Sacred Success. All right. Until next time, you know how we do it. We always tell you to always lead from the future, never from behind. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon, a prophet you can trust. And as I always say, we'll see you at the top. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon, or $The Victory Church INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, Every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.